For the first time in years, Battlefield isn't being defended by marketing, it's being defended by the players. And if you have been around this franchise long enough, you know how rare that is. Because Battlefield fans, we don't defend easily anymore. I remember Battlefield 1 very clearly. I was still in school, no job, no real responsibilities, just a homework and that loading screen. Battlefield 1 wasn't just a game for me, it was a moment. You came back to school the next day and everyone was talking about it. Did you see that Zeppelin crash? Bro, my whole squad got wiped out by the sniper. And the battlefield felt like an event, like something you were part of. And then things got complicated. Battlefield started feeling like that one toxic girlfriend. You know the type. Dark clothes, always dramatic, always promising she will change. Every time you say, okay, this is the last chance. And she texts you at 3 am. No, really, this time it's different. And somehow, you believe her again. After a while, Battlefield players stopped being angry, and that was the dangerous part. Anger means you still care, silence means you don't. People stop saying this sucks, they start saying I will wait, and I will wait is just a polite way of saying I don't trust you anymore. So when Battlefield 6 came out, the real question wasn't is it good? The real question was, am I stupid for caring again? Because believing again always feels risky. And here is the interesting part. Belief doesn't show up in the trailers, it doesn't live in the review scores, it shows up in the behavior. You see it when the players stop saying, wait for the patch, and start saying, just try it. You see it when the criticism becomes specific, not emotional, specific. That's how you know something changed. Battlefield 6 still has a problems. Every Battlefield does. What's different in how players talk about them? Instead of, this is broken, they don't care, it became, this needs work. But the foundation is right. That shift from distrust to engagement is everything. And the reason it works isn't because Battlefield 6 is revolutionary, it's because it's deliberate. And we can talk about why. Let's speak about movement first. Battlefield 6 is slower, not clunky and not heavy, but intentional. You're not consistently sliding, canceling animations, or fighting the controls. When you push, you commit. When you retreat, you commit. And that single decision changed how players behave. People stop playing like a solo highlight reels and start moving like units. Less chaos doesn't mean less action, it means readable action. And readability builds trust within the players. Then there are the maps. Battlefield 6 maps feel designed around flows, not just objectives. Instead of every point being a mid-grinder, maps naturally create for advanced roads, fallback positions, and regroup zones. You're consistently making a micro decisions. Do we push now? Do we wait for the support? Do we rotate instead of forcing these? And that matters, because belief grows when the game respects the player's decisions. Now let's talk about different roles in Battlefield, because this is where Battlefield lost a lot of trust in the past. When everyone can do everything, nobody feels important. Battlefield 6 quietly fixed this, not by hard locking freedom, but by making specialization available again. Assault players feels like initiators. Their weapons and tools are built for the pushing first, not surviving forever. You break the line, but you need support to hold it. Engineers matter again, because vehicles matter again. Armor doesn't instantly disappear, it retreats, and that creates a moments. Chases, last second repairs, risky pushes, vehicles feels powerful, but not untouchable. That balance creates tensions, and tensions create stories. Support players finally feel useful without feeling forced. ammo, revives, suppressions, they don't win clips, they win battles. Battlefield 6 rewards that, without turning support into a horror. And Recon. Recon is no longer about beating a KD from the edge of the map. Information matters more than kills sometimes. Spotting, denying flanks, controlling enemy movement. Players notice when the good Recon shift the match. And that's huge. Blast-based weapons do something important as well. They change expectations. When you see a support player, you expect sustain. When you see an engineer, you expect vertical pressure. That predictability doesn't limit the creativity, it enables teamwork, because you trust what people around you are supposed to do. Battlefield 6 doesn't try to control outcomes, it controls conditions. Conditions where the squads naturally stick together, verticals create a pressure instead of dominance, objectives change hands multiple times, you lose but you understand why. You win and it feels earned. That feedback loop is how belief is rebuilt, and this is where Battlefield 6 really succeeds. Not in balance chart, but in stories. Last man revives, squad holding points with no ammo left, armor retreating under the pressure. These moments aren't scripted, they're generated, and I think you know what I'm talking about. And the players talk about them because they feel real. Here is the psychological part. Trust isn't built when everything works perfectly. It's built when the failure feels fair. Battlefield 6 allows failure without humiliation, and that matters. Because when the players feel respected, they stay. Previous Battlefield games asked players to be patient. Battlefield 6 doesn't ask, it shows. That's the difference between saying trust me and actually earning it. So did Battlefield 6 make players believe again? On my personal opinion, yes. Not blindly and not forever, but enough. And honestly, that's more than most franchises manage. Good games entertain, great games rebuild relationships, and a Battlefield needed that more than anything. This was Eternal Path.